Here we are. We are back.
Oh, our names are wrong.
It's okay.
Hi, guys.
People can figure it out.
Yeah.
Can you give me my Avengers cup, please?
Your agua.
My water, brought to you by Avengers.
So, for our second slot here, we're going to be playing Blade of Rage, which is, we have Dan McPherson to tell us all about the game. If you wanted to say hi, Dan. Dawn.
Actually, Dawn. Big Dawn.
Big Dawn.
Big Dawn.
Hi guys, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah,
Can everyone hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, he passed that across time and space. Are we both in a different dimension or something?
I guess so.
Stop it! Alright, so basically tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me.
A little bit about you.
Let's see. Not sure what to tell you, but let's see. I'm currently pursuing a long-time goal or dream of mine to become an independent game developer. I've been dabbling with making games in some fashion since I was a teenager. So I started way back when on a VIC-20. So that's kind of showing my age there. and did games in BASIC. And I've made several hobby games over the years. Now I was away living in Asia for several years. That was another dream of mine. I've been doing martial arts for most of my life, and
oh, cool.
I always wanted to go over to Asia and train with the masters there and immerse myself in the culture. So when I was in my early 30s, I went ahead and did that, and I thought I might be there a few months, but I ended up staying there several years.
Wow.
So while I was there, I supported myself by teaching English and teaching martial arts and worked part-time gigs as an actor in some commercials and movies, and even did some bodyguard work on the side.
Oh man,
jack of all trades. Yeah.
Jeez. And I traveled through Southeast Asia, and it was an amazing experience. But while I was over there a few years ago, my father passed away through a long time illness, and I hadn't been home in all that time, and my mom was basically all alone here, and I decided to come back. I was a little homesick, and so I came back a few years ago, and it's sort of like reverse culture shock, trying to get back on my feet, and all old friends I used to know are moved on or busy with their own life, and so I sort of act, I guess you could say, as a caregiver for my elderly mom, and in the meantime, that gives me the time and opportunity to pursue my other long time dream, which is to become an independent game developer. So my other project I tried to sell commercially was a train route add-on. I spent a year and a half making that, and I tried to sell it there. I have a website, rryard.com, but it's what you call an add-on, or like a DLC for Train Simulator. And, yeah, and I hardly sold anything with that. It's just such a small niche target audience, and the policies of the Train Simulator company changed it, so they were making it harder and harder for independent third-party developers to make add-ons and sell them for use with that train sim.
Well, seeing what they have available with $3,000 of download.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you only get the bits and pieces that interest you. But anyways, so I put together a route, and it was quite professional, just as well, if not better, than the other official routes. And but it was a very difficult sell, and I tried to contact Train Sim several times through emails and stuff, and basically they ignored me. you know, I did make some sales, and I still do make a few little bits of sales from that, but not much. Anyways, I guess you could say a genre of game I've always enjoyed playing are the classic RPG games like Diablo and Final Fantasies and the Baldur's Gate type of game.
Oh, yes. Those name drops are great.
Yeah. So, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a game like that, and I'm not gonna have anyone restrict me or tell me I can or cannot do with it, and just use my imagination and my creative side. I guess you can say, in a sense, like you said earlier, I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I dabble with a bit of making graphics, making music, a little bit of scripting, and I'm pretty good with computers. I've been dabbling with computers for most of my life. Like I said, I started way back when on a VIC-20, which had a whopping 3.5K of memory to work with.
Awesome.
And so you really had to learn how to be efficient with your coding back then. And most of my knowledge is basically self-taught over the years. Now, this seems like there seems to be some fragmentation in the video of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's not liking us. I don't know what's going on.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about Blade of Rage specifically? Like, what's the game about?
Well, like I said, it's somewhat inspired by the. Yeah, it doesn't really look right at all on my end for some reason. It's just like split screen. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's very odd. We'll get this fixed.
I've never had this before.
We always get to
try it like
have some fun with the.
Go ahead. I need to see it move.
No, I can't do it without this. Oh yeah, look at that. That's so weird.
Did you have to restart it maybe, or?
No, I'm not sure. That's just a window capture.
We're just gonna cut this right here.
Yeah, done.
Continue in a moment.
Yeah, we're just gonna try doing some stuff to see if that works. No, it's still cutting it up.
That's weird.
Hello.
What the? Oh, there's that much there, is it?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, this is the fun part, getting a hold of all the
technical stuff.
Getting the technical stuff all sorted out properly. No, still cutting it in
out. I'm not sure what to do.
So maybe we just do a.
Oh.
Are you playing it in a window on your end, or?
Yeah, it default loads to a window.
Okay, yeah.
It makes it kind of a
full screen. I don't know if that makes a difference, but.
Is there a way to change it to full screen before getting through the first tutorial?
Yeah, well, there's one way is if you press the F1 key, and it brings up the game properties, and then one of the options is to launch it in full screen.
So you have to restart? Or?
Yeah, you would have to restart.
Okay, we'll give that a try.
Another possible, try that. Another possible way is you could Alt-Tab in and out.
You just need to stop it and reset it.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just at the beginning anyway at the first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say from here, this will be all cut out at the YouTube area. But played a little bit of the game. Yeah, it's very reminiscent.
So while we're figuring all this out, did you want to continue telling us the premise to Blade of Rage?
Well, the story is right now you're playing the alpha demo, so you're only seeing the first little bit of the story unfold. But the idea is Rage, the main protagonist or the main character of the story, is a spellblade, and he was raised and tutored by his grandfather on the island of Osbor since his youth, since he was around 10 years old or so. and his parents are passed away, which can be revealed later in the story about what happened. But his grandfather was a spellblade, which is like a combination of a magic user and a sword master. And he was sort of sheltered and living in just a little remote spot on this island in a secluded village, training for many years to become a spellblade. And now we're getting a bad flickering here.
It might be our side. I don't think it's your side.
No, that's nothing that we can do.
Unless the only thing that I think we could do is, can you just like drag and drop on the thing, or is it just, are we stuck with this?
What do you mean?
Well, with mine, if you can do a screen region, just like drag.
Oh, that's what I was doing
before. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the game made with? Like, which kind of engine are you using for it?
I'm actually using RPG Maker VX8s.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people frown on that. It's like, oh, RPG Maker game, oh, it must suck. or learn to program, or that's not a real game. But you know what? It's just a game engine like any other game engine. And the thing is, it's very well suited for making RPG type of games.
Mm-hmm.
So why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've made several games before in the style of old point-and-click adventure type games, along the idea of Monkey Island, stuff like that. And I used Adventure Game Studio for that. And maybe in the future, if I do see some kind of success from this game, I might go in and try to learn a different engine like Unity or something. But for now, I wanted to make a classic-styled RPG game, and it looked like the RPG Maker was well suited to do that. Now, if you're familiar with other RPG Maker type games, a lot of them tend to have sort of a retro Nintendo-ish JRPG style look to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Whereas if you see my game, it has more of a Baldur's Gate type of look to it.
Mm-hmm.
So upon just seeing my game in action and playing the game, I would say it's a much different looking game than the typical standard type of RPG game you might see from RPG Maker.
Oh.
Yeah, getting a bad flickering there. I don't know what's going on.
Oh. Try that?
Yeah, we'll try that. We turned on the reduce screen flickering in the menu.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that'll help, but
yeah, it's...
No.
Looks like we might not have a very good success trying to capture or show this game. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
It does, it does kind of suck, but I think it's made it worse. What'd you press to do that?
Worse?
F1.
F1, right. So much.
Well, that sucks.
It's okay, we're giving things a try. What about the BGM and ME or BGS and SE? What are those?
I'm not sure.
Those are background music and background sound effects.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah, that wouldn't do anything.
No.
Well, hopefully, I mean, yeah, it's there, but I think you can still see it pretty good, decent enough. I apologize, we apologize for this, but the unforeseen technical difficulties.
Yeah, I just don't want people to think that. Oh, that's what my game was.
No,
like.
we're gonna make it clear that this is just on our end. It's not on your end.
It's actually just the streaming the RPG Maker.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of troubles with the flicker.
So it's just a matter of the streaming, but the game itself.
Yeah, we're not seeing any flicker at all.
The game itself looks fine. Here, what we could do is that we'll just turn the camera around so that you can see that it's running really. See there, it's running perfectly fine.
On your end, it looks okay. But
Yeah.
on the stream, it looks like kind of crap.
Kind of seems like it'll be stuck like that, but I think it should be okay. to at least show what we're trying to get through to people when it comes to this. I mean, it's unfortunate, but we have to deal with it. And again, we'll say this is not your game that's doing it. This is the stream that's doing it. So let it be known. So don't worry about it.
But sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Well, where were we? What were we?
We were chatting about the storyline behind Blade of Rage.
Rage was raised and tutored by his grandfather since his youth, and now by this point you're talking about like 12, 15 years later or whatever, and the only life he's really known is this little secluded part of this island, like since his youth. And the story goes his grandfather recently passed away, and he basically has no more reason to stay at this little village, and he has this eagerness to explore his surroundings. So he sets off, and he gets caught up in these adventures and meets a couple of the characters that you see in the party there, Gudu and Vespa. Now this first battle that starts is just sort of doubles as a tutorial and a foreshadowing. It gives the player a chance to get used to the battle system a bit, and but after you get through the first battle, it sort of works as a sort of foreshadowing too, and then it sort of turns back the clock a little bit just before he met these other party members, Gudu and Vespa. So you start to see the beginnings of their friendship and how their party formed and how they start to go on their first quests together. And during the first little part of the game is going to be more linear, just to sort of move the story along. But I'm going to have it later, probably past the first hour of gameplay or so. It will be less linear in the sense that you'll be able to sort of pick and choose what quest or what areas you want to go and explore.
Interesting.
Yeah. You also, once you do actually get into the game past the battle system, you'll see that there's a map that you can bring up that sort of displays the island that you're on, and there's also a speed travel system that I have in place where you're able to quickly go to areas that you've already unlocked or already explored. So that will save a lot of like backtracking. You can still backtrack if you want. There's a lot of the features in the game are optional. For example, random encounters. Now, I love role-playing games, but one thing that I think can ruin an otherwise good role-playing games is if the random encounters are too much or too frequent, or let's say you're on a dungeon crawl and you're all out of health potions and all the party is like wounded and barely surviving. You're out of magic, and it's like you just want to get to an inn and rest and recover, but you can't, because every couple steps you take, bam, there's a monster in your face that wants to kill your party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I made the random encounters in my game because it can be good in some ways. It's good for grinding for experience or for loot.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a fun way to fight a variety of different monsters. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be frustrating in a sense where if the player's in a remote area and, like I said, they're low in health, they're out of magic, they're out of health potions or whatever, and they can't continue any further in the game because there's random encounters. So I have that. You can turn that on or off through the options. The same thing with some of the options during battle, which I don't know if you see that. I try to make it somewhat so it could be immersive, where you can have the player actually interact as the attack's happening, you'll see these circles happen on the target.
Yeah, that was actually one of the mechanics I really enjoyed.
Yeah, when the two circles match, and if you get it in time, the circles will turn green, and that means you got a guaranteed success with a hit, and that means potentially a greater damage on the enemy and a better chance of a critical hit. Now, if you miss time pressing that, you still have a chance of hitting, but it's not a guaranteed hit, and in that case the computer will just decide the outcome accordingly. So even if you miss time interacting with the action button, and again that's optional, that's random because some players might not want that feature, you still have a chance of hitting the enemy even if you mistimed the attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with the defense is you'll see like the two shield images. When the two shield images match in size, press the action key, and then if you are successful with that, you'll only take about half damage of what you normally would have.
Oh, interesting.
So I try to make it interactive that way for players who want to feel like they're a part of the action.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm not sure if this is earlier, if this is launched. Do you have like a target price that you're going to be selling for, or what kind of platforms you're going to be putting it on?
Well, it's still in development. I've been working on it for a little over a year and a half now. Been sidetracked a few times due to personal life issues and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just a one-man team doing all this.
That's
right?
the big thing. This is all him. This is all you. So that alone is pretty impressive. I mean, we've heard of guys, two-man teams and everything, but doing everything alone is quite the feat.
Yeah, and I don't have what you call like a business mind per se. I have more of a creative, artistic kind of mind, I guess you say. A good imagination, and I'm also good at putting all the pieces together. But as far as like doing all this PR and marketing stuff and all the business side of stuff, I would say that's probably my weak area.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, in some ways, I feel like it would be great to team up with others to work on a project. And in the past, I have done a couple small just hobby games with a small team. And of course, usually the way that goes is, especially, no one's getting paid. It's just a little side hobby. Well, a couple weeks into it, one guy says, "Oh, I'm busy with this," and another guy, he hardly contributes anything, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
And trying to be the coordinator or the leader, I guess you would say, to do that it can be difficult, especially when you're just working with some guys on the internet you don't really know, like personally in real life. I don't know. I guess I'm more of a loner kind of person. I maybe might team up with some people in some future projects if this goes well. But for now, I'm just a one-man team. I'm putting all the pieces together. Now I have bought some resource packs as far as the graphics, as far as the music.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also done some of the music and graphics myself.
Oh, interesting.
I guess, like, for example, the maps that you'll see, I've designed those. Some of the graphics, I guess the expression is I Frankenstrited them. Where I wouldn't call myself an artist per se, but, I'm good at working with what's there. And also, I do dabble a little bit with making music. I have a page on SoundCloud if anyone wanted to hear some of it. SoundCloud.com/LoneWolfDon. If you go to my main website for the game, bladeofrage.com, and you'll see towards the right side of the page, there's a bunch of links, like to my SoundCloud, to my Twitter, to my YouTube channel, so people can check out those other things that they want. I'll just type bladeofrage.com. I'll just type it in the chat there. Yeah.
I did not do
yeah.
good.
So I'm really sorry about all this flashing, flickering that people are seeing.
Oh,
like we said, it's not your game. I'm enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
The game is working fine. It's just our stream is not working that great.
Yeah. So gives the cat his 15 minutes of fame.
Hello, what's his name?
This is Odin.
It's Odin. I call him Snotfart because one day
first time you met him.
One of the first times I met him, he came up to me, so I'm like, "Oh, you're a cute cat." And I'm like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And then he sneezed on me and left a good booger on my shirt. So
yeah.
from there on in, he was named Snotfart.
Yeah.
Oh,
so what was the... Oh, go ahead, Don.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say this Ratman is sort of like the first mini boss that you've encountered.
Interesting.
He's kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to...
This is where you first meet Gudo, and the thing is, I wanted to have characters in my game that were not just your atypical RPG type characters. Like, for example, Rage is a spellblade, like I say, combination of swordmaster and magic user, but he's also prefers using dual weapons. Like, so he uses a warhammer and his blade range, his sword. So that in itself is unusual. And Gudo, he's actually a dwarven character, but he's a tall dwarven character. He's almost as tall as like a grown human male, right?
He's the world's tallest dwarf.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a tall dwarf. And then you meet Vespa in a little while, and you're sort of like this petite sized human female, but she uses a great two-handed sword, and she's a mighty warrior. Ooh. So I wanted to sort of like get these not typical type of characters and throw them together. They're all a bit oddball in their own way, but together you'll see that they all, once they work together as a party, they all have their own strength and special abilities that they bring to the party. So, for example, Rage, he's sort of a good balance of a fighter and a magic user, and he can do the magic spells, casting fire attacks and wind attacks and such. And of course, as you gain experience and level up, you'll gain new abilities and specials. Where Gudo, he's a cleric or the healer.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also a pretty good fighter too.
Yeah, I've seen some good attacks so far. They're pretty strong. But
Vespa, where she is a pure warrior, she doesn't have any magic abilities, but she has some like brutal warrior specials once she levels up a bit. And that's the other thing you might notice in my game as you're battling, is some of the special attacks use what they call rage points.
Yep, I've seen that.
And it's sort of like an adrenaline, like come on, bring it on! When you get hit, it's like you get, even though you get hurt, it's like it makes you angry, and the rage builds, and it's like that adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah,
totally.
I kind of noticed that right away, and I was kind of confused. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have any, and I'm getting some. That's kind of backwards.
Well, as you're attacking and as you're getting attacked, those rage points will build up during battle. But you have to use them during the battle, because after the battle, it's like, okay, you calm down. And it's like, so you'll have that on your specials. When you're in battle, you'll have you're in a random attack there now.
Random attacks. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
now I was wondering about the how high of a level can you get to in the game for your character?
Right
So far.
now,
So far.
right now. I might change it again. I'm sort of rebalancing things, and we'll see how the game plays out as development continues. But for now, the max level of the characters is level 30.
Level 30. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I might change that later on as the game more develops.
okay. One thing that I like about the when you get experience, you actually have a percentage bar. That's quite good. I enjoy that.
Well, I wanted to give the players feedback, and the other thing you notice too during battle is when you look at an enemy, or as the attack phase is going on, you can see how get an idea of how much hit points that they have left, just as a visual from the bar. Like you notice their health bar.
I like that.
Because that's one thing that annoyed me in some RPGs. It's like you're beating a turret of this boss, and it's like, man, I must have hit this guy like 50 times. It's like, how much more? It's like, but at least giving a visual clue to the player, they have an idea. It's like, okay, I'm making some progress. I'm whittling it down. Yeah, I'm close. I'm almost there. I just gotta hang in, right? Whereas if you have no idea of what the enemy's health status is at the time, it's like man, it's like maybe there's a bug in this game. Maybe I'm doing no damage at all. Maybe I'll just play this for an hour and I'm doing nothing to this guy. So I wanted to give the player some feedback in that regard as well.
Totally. That was some of my frustration with like old school Final Fantasies, with the tougher optional bosses where you'd be there for like 3 hours, wouldn't even know if you've heard them yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to change that. And you'll notice with the random encounters, there's also another thing that, again, if you go to the options menu, you can take a look at it after, is there's a battle advantage too, where is if a random encounter happens, and I have random encounters set not too frequent and not on every map, not on every area. But when they happen, you'll see it's sort of like this bar appear on the screen and this little sword icon. And if you react in time and press the action key, you'll get the initiative. Like your party will get to attack first.
Oh, that's cool.
Whereas if you wait too long, you only have a second or so to react. Then the enemies can attack first.
I'm actually I'm a really big fan of the interactive.
Yeah, sorry. If you turn that option off, then the computer will decide the outcome.
Amazing. Killed? Oh my god, these guys do not get killed.
It's a really neat all the interactive mechanics really kind of give it its own flavor and its own unique kind of setting.
I just hope that one of these guys are going to die right now.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted to include these options, like with the random encounters and the battle action response system and the battle advantage system, but I wanted to also make them random in a sense, because I know not every player will appreciate that. Like some people, they don't want to be whacking on the action key to get a hit, right? They just want to play a traditional turn-based RPG where they decide their attacks and just let the computer sort of roll the dice, as you would say, and decide the outcome for them. Whereas I also wanted to give the option so players, again, they feel like they're a part of the action. So that's where that battle action response comes in, of hitting the action key when the circles or the shields match.
Yeah.
And I think now for me, and for the few other playtesters I've had try it so far, it has been quite positive feedback and experience.
Oh, definitely. I could totally see that.
Damn it!
Ooh! Oh, you have 4 hit points left.
I'm going to run away.
That's a good idea.
Has started to escape.
Uh-oh. No.
Yeah, I was doing okay
Lucky
for a
indeed.
little bit.
You just gotta rage harder.
Yeah, didn't rage
Now,
enough.
not every battle will give the option to escape. But even when you do try to escape, the monsters might have a free attack on you as you're trying to run away.
Oh, crazy.
Oh,
That would have killed you.
5 HP and 1 HP. Oh my god.
Looks like you should heal up.
Yeah. Well, I can. So I can. Can I use Voodoo spells out of combat?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then I'll heal Voodoo.
So you go back to the skills. The skills on the main menu.
Yeah.
Right now you're in items.
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
skills.
There's about a 10-second delay between the stream and us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No worries. Magic.
But I can't do either because.
Do you have any MP potions?
Yeah, I do actually. Life
Now,
stimulant.
the ways to heal. Again,
Magic.
you have health. You have health potions. You have Gudo, the healer, heal up injured party members. Or if you find an inn to rest at, then the inn will fully restore your health and remove any ailments like poison or
Oh,
ailments
nice.
like that.
Oh,
There we
cool.
go. Now I'm a little bit better shape than I was. Let's
Yeah,
try.
Go fight some spiders.
Now,
Try
if
to
you go
avoid
and
some
look at the
spiders.
options menus. You can see I have a biography for different characters,
Oh, cool.
and
Speed travel display.
if you look at the
Yes.
options, you can see that some of the features we were talking about you can
Mhm.
turn on or
You
off
turn
as you
on.
like.
Which one? Oh,
Like random encounters, the battle advantage, the action response. Yeah.
Window screen options. Okay, shut down game. That's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, let's not die this time. Gonna go this way. Oh, there's a rock.
Still
Now
remind me of Diablo.
there is an auto save now. As we're talking and playing,
Mm.
for the first little while, there's sort of a tutorial of sorts, and certain messages will pop up to say, for example, like you can press D by default on your keyboard to display the map. S
cool.
to bring up the speed travel map. If you have a game controller, you can play with the game controller as well. So there is a game manual. Of course, a lot of people will just jump right in to play the game, so without ever reading a game manual. But so I did include a tutorial of sorts during the first little bits, and you will see once in a while a notification of like, you can press a certain action key to do something, or how to open a door, for example, or things like that.
Interesting.
The big head.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of caught me off guard.
Well, this I'm trying to set up. Actually, I'm setting up sort of a somber mood where this is Rage remembering his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sort of like a little visual of his grandfather's image while he's talking about him. Because his grandfather's basically raised him for the last 20 years or so.
Ah, yeah. Well, now let's keep going eastward and get into that inn. Alright.
Yeah.
Run away from all the
Okay.
spiders. I don't want spiders. Oh, spiders. Oh, 3? Oh.
blasted death spiders.
I don't suppose there's a way to see what level they are. I guess I can do that.
What, the spiders? Yeah.
Level
when-
4 spiders? God, I'm dead.
You're done,
Yeah.
son.
No, I'm just gonna
You better run.
I'm gonna escape. Unable to escape.
Dun, 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 dun. You saw it live when Might Be Giant died.
Oh. I'm gonna try to escape again, you guys. Just let me escape. Damn it! I'm dead.
Oh.
I totally killed myself. What?
Oh!
So you're not always going to be able to escape.
Game over.
See, Ember, it's not just you guys that die to giant spiders in Pathfinder.
Now the thing is, there's an autosave, so you won't have lost too much progress. And that's a feature I think is important for an RPG.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And by default, it saves the autosave to slot 12 there, as you see.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to not play a roguelike, even though I love roguelikes. Please let there just be two.
The thing is, now the game will autosave typically after a battle or after like some lengthy dialogue.
Oh yeah, that's good. Did you just choose that kind of arbitrarily, or was that after some of your own playtesting, getting frustrated, going, I have to load before this fight?
No, I've added that in myself because being a long-time fan of playing RPG games, that's a feature that I would appreciate myself. See, developing this game, I'm sort of developing as a game I would want to play myself.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm adding in features that I myself would enjoy, and I also think other fans of RPG games would appreciate as well. Now, the one thing that frustrates me about some certain games are you have to find a save crystal, or you can only do it a save at a certain spot.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's frustrating because it could be like a half hour of before you find the next checkpoint or save crystal.
Wow. So these 3 spiders are going to keep showing up unless I turn off the random encounters. What?
No. Those spiders are set encounters, actually.
Oh, I see.
So how the hell do I get through this?
Okay, you're going to have to use a combination of your special attacks, your magic attacks. Don't forget you can use your potions during battles.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be a bit smart.
Yeah, I'm also going to try to level up a little bit. I might have to grind for a moment. Just so that I can actually survive this, because it seems that I'm not doing a very good job. He has lots of magic. The Groundbreaker, focus on one guy and hope it works.
Yeah, that is a powerful attack that Voodoo has.
It is, and it works fairly well. Voodoo might not survive this next one, so I don't have that. Shoot.
Now, wait. One of Voodoo's specials, when it's Voodoo's turn, is he has an ability to bless the party, and that will give a good protection. So any damage you take is greatly reduced. So that's something you might consider there too.
Oh, interesting. Oh, did it just? I think the game might have froze.
Just use your escape or X key to back out. See if it.
Oh yeah, no, the escape, like the buttons were just frozen, locked up.
Okay.
Don't worry, it was saved.
Yeah, you just might have to reload it.
So just outside of it. Don't worry, it's my fault. I'm good at. We're good at breaking games. So it's definitely not the first time, and definitely not the last time.
Playing the game, you probably see it's more of a somber, dark kind of feel to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do interject some humor throughout. And I guess you could say like Voodoo is sort of like the humor sidekick in that regard.
Oh yeah.
And there are some times through the game with the dialogue between the characters or just interacting with certain objects that you'll get a fairly humorous response.
Let's do this.
That's a neat touch. I really like seeing that kind of thing. Oh, just do that more.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do that more, even though don't know what I did.
More now.
I'm also during certain parts or dialogues or stories of the game as the game unfolds. I will give the player an option to pick one or the other. So as the game develops, Rage can be a bit of a jerk, or he can be a good guy.
Oh, interesting.
And that works behind the scenes, and that might also affect some of the story later and interaction with some characters later as well.
Oh, cool.
So, for example, if you do actually make it to the end, which is after you rest at the inn for the night and heal up, and then you'll go talk to the innkeeper, and the innkeeper says, I hope you had a good rest. And you have an option to say, yes, the beds were very comfortable, or no, it was like sleeping on a pile of coal. And depending on your response, it will play out a different dialogue. And also, behind the scenes, there's some variables going on. Okay, Ray was acted like a gentleman, or he acted like a jerk that time. And collectively, behind the scenes, that can have an effect later down the road in the story.
Oh, cool. Like not whatnot.
So when it comes to the stats, do they have any significance to like new weapons, armor, and such?
Sorry, like the main stats like agility and strength and so on?
Yes.
Yeah, like for example, strength, you can do more damage on the character with physical attacks.
Whoa!
Agility, these guys are pretty tough actually.
Yeah, they just murdered me. Holy crap! You have a chance.
Time to run.
Agility can add to your defense or a chance to evade an attack, for example. And then luck is a factor. There are certain equipment that you'll be able to find or buy that, of course, can, like you might be able to find a ring that can give you better agility, or you might, your armor will give you a better defense, stuff like that.
How good it saved after he leveled.
Yeah, nice.
You got your butt kicked again?
Yeah, those guys, they didn't even give me a chance. They murdered my face.
So, it's how do I explain? I wanted to make the combat challenging in a sense of I didn't want players to just go attack blindly all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted there to be a certain amount of strategy involved. So sometimes you're going to have to make careful use of your special attacks, your magic attacks, or your defense, or your items. So don't always just attack and expect like you're always going to win every battle. Because I've seen so many role-playing games like that. It's like, okay, you just sit back and whack the attack key and you blindly win all the time. So you're going to actually have to use a bit of strategy in some of these battles to actually win.
I don't think I'm going to get to them in that because I suck so much. Let's try those spiders again, I guess. Oh, please don't let it be the goblins. Oh, good! Yay!
Okay, I'll give you a little. There's some secrets hidden. There's, I guess you could call it Easter eggs. Like, so if you explore your areas, there are sometimes you will find like some hidden treasures and stuff.
Interesting. Like, will they just automatically be picked up, or?
Yeah, when you walk. Yes and no. Like some when you're just walking around randomly, and let's say you walk over into a corner in the ruins or something, you might find some gold or a potion or something. But then there's going to be some places like inside, like you see something obvious like a treasure chest or something. Or there could be some instances where if you carefully look at your environment, you might find a crack in the wall that does something or other.
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to handhold the players too much. I wanted to go back to the era of where you actually have to sort of explore a bit on your own to discover certain things.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's always nice when you have a game that wants you to actually try, as opposed to we're going to give you super mega easy mode and your download content is ready for you.
What did Yahtzee call Diablo 3 the pants gathering simulator? Just kill things, get loot, look and see if it's better than your pants, put them on and throw them out.
Kill things for pants?
Yeah. Rinse, repeat.
Yeah, show your anger. Oh, that wasn't enough anger.
Let the rage begin.
Let the rage happen. Rage it. Rage on.
Now, being a one-man team, there's no way that I can manage to voice all the dialogue in this game.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many characters. I mean, you could add probably at least a couple more years of development time, and the actual file size, because of all the audio, would balloon up to 10 times or more, right? So I made the decision, it's going to be like a classical where you read the text. But that being said, and it's actually sort of implemented in the game, but not in the demo yet, is still sort of being implemented in testing. I'm going to add battle voices.
Oh, cool.
So you might hear Gudu like, "This gotta hurt," or you might hear Rage like, "Bring it on." And I'll be voicing some of the, I'll be voicing Rage and Gudo, and I have a sister I can Shanghai to do the voice for Vespa or whatever.
Yeah, cool.
But it's mostly going to be like during battles, you hear grunts or groans or these little battle phrases. And I thought, well, I might implement that because it might add a little more personality for the characters. And there are like some monsters where you will hear them grunt or groan or growl. Like, for example, I don't know if you've noticed when you fought that skeleton warrior at the first, or sometimes you hear him go.
Yeah, definitely.
So I might add the voices during the battle phases, battle scenes.
I like it. So we unfortunately only have a few minutes left. But Don, did you want to give any of our viewers who on YouTube or on the stream here that are aspiring to make their own video games, do you have any words of wisdom, any pearls that you've learned over the years?
Well, I'm still very new at this myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've made several hobby games over the years, but this Blade of Rage will really be my first commercial venture. Aside from that train route that was just sort of, I just basically sold it on my own website, and there was next to no marketing on it, and it hardly sold anything. So that was almost more of a hobby game too, I guess you could say. But so this would be my first real commercial venture. But pearls of wisdom, you got to remember that. You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all the time. There's, not everyone's going to like every kind of game or everything in your game. For example, I've had some feedback or from some place has to say, "Oh man, this is awesome! I love this thing in your game," and then a couple other playtesters would come back and say that it was the worst feature. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to develop your game to meet everyone else's expectations or what they want in the game, you're always returning back to square one, and you're never really making progress. So I would say, yes, be open-minded and receptive to feedback and ideas if you think it can benefit your game and if you think it's doable. But when it comes down to it, as a game developer, especially an independent game developer, make the game that you want to make. And if you're doing it with passion and dedication, and you will find a target audience. You will find people that will appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, obviously, not everyone's going to like this kind of game, or not everyone's going to like the various features that I have in my game. And in some sense, like I said, I was trying to get a balance too of having certain features in my game to be optional.
Well, when it comes to the game that, like, what you've given, I think you've been very generous for giving it lots of options to personalize the game experience for you, and I know that not a lot of games would actually even give you the options that you've done. So I think you're heading in a really good direction for the game, and you know, I can't wait to see where it goes. I mean, I understand it's going to be slowly but surely, but I mean that means like you're the one-man team, so
yeah, that means you get to put your mark on it, and
you get to do it right. Get to do it the way you want.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take. Could be another half a year to a year, depending on if I can stay focused to it and I don't get too distracted by real life issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the big one, is the real life stuff,
which seems to crop up now and then. and as a one-man team, yeah, I'm doing it all myself. So sometimes I can lose a little bit of motivation, or you get to a point where I can get on a roll. I get in the zone, I guess you can say, where I can go like night and day and forget to have any sleep for a few days. But then you get burned out. So sometimes you got to force yourself to take a little break.
Yeah. Yeah, words of wisdom. All right, guys, but that's about going to wrap it up for us. So thank you so much, Don, for being on the show and showing us Blade of Rage.
Also, thank you for jumping in on this at the last minute. That was totally very, very helpful for us and hopefully for you.
Yeah, now that it's all over, it looks like the flickering stopped on your end.
We're actually alt-tabbed out of the game right now.
Yeah.
Are you?
So that's how we can do it.
Again, one last time, it's not the game that was flickering.
No, not at all.
Yes, it was actually very fun, and I need to realize I have this biggest problem. Before we end, I'll tell you this. I have the biggest problem where, when it comes to RPGs, I don't fight enough. I just want to get to the next place, and that's my ultimate downfall because I'm usually not strong enough to do anything.
So like I said, you got to learn to use a mix of strategy in the battles there.
Yep.
But alrighty, John.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Not a problem. It was a pleasure having you here. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We have another great show. We're going to be taking an in-depth look at another musical exploration game called Fract. Which is one of my favorites. But until then, much love, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Might be giant out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The video games industry is one of the most innovative and fastest growing industries in the world. The men and women of this industry work tirelessly to provide entertainment for the masses, and some of these provide the music that we love, music that we listen to when we're enjoying ourselves playing those video games, music that we love, music that we listen to when we're enjoying ourselves listening to video games. Do we even know who these people are? No. Would video games be the same without them? No. What you're about to hear are not real songs, but they are inspired by songs from video games. They are not covers of the songs themselves, but are together a testament to the variety and quality of this glorious industry. Let's not let this industry die. No. Let's keep it alive by celebrating the music that we love the most. And let's go even further, further, by supporting others with the money we raise through our love of the music. Listen, enjoy, give, support.